Students busy shouting on streets, cheering their friends quarreling for fun. A beach full of kids and guys playing with the waves on a surfboard. Friends throwing up a sleepover, drinking and sharing life on a rooftop. A team busy practicing for the upcoming Olympics and tournaments. Simply people breathing. We ended up falling asleep on one world and waking up into a completely different one. Strangers busy making friends at a party, dancing, singing and chilling. Clear streets, but no vehicles are there. People have clean hands, but no way to shake. Laughs and cuddles are no longer the signs of affection. People who have money have no way to spend it. And people who don't have any money have no way to earn it. Nearly half of the world's global workforce are at risk of losing their livelihoods. Nearly 690 million people are at a risk of falling into extreme poverty. Millions are at risk of losing food security and face malnutrition challenges. The coronavirus brought daily life into a grinding halt in much of the world. The pandemic has indeed given a lot of food for thought. Parents who were once very busy in their entire day and slept without having a single conversation at night are now good listeners and keen on talking. Starbucks turned into a homemade coffee, unlike the Starbucks where we used to sit, talk, chill daily with our friends, and a world in which people value oxygen that was once so freely given to us. Despite the best efforts of scientists, there is still something we don't know and understand. A planet-wide experiment to try and find answers is in full swing. If we do not act faster than COVID-19, we'll be too late to protect the world. That is why, at such a time in history, we as AIESEC in Sri Lanka are trying to get all hands on deck. YouthQuake 21 is an initiative taken by AIESEC Sri Lanka for this great cause of bringing the world together to enable us to connect the dots and find solutions on a COVID-19 response strategy to achieve and ultimately at the end of the day an inclusive and sustainable recovery. The world indeed has to live with the coronavirus. It is the new normal. But how do we tackle the burden of a highly infectious disease that has the possibility of recurring annually, like the seasonal flu, but which is much, much more lethal? That's why we have the world today together. And it is with great honor to kick this day off. We have the host of YouthQuake 2021. He is none other than Mr. Shuvo Hidayesh, Country Director of Parkway Assistance Centre Sri Lanka and CEO of Success Zone Promoter of world-class speakers and speaking events. We are gathered here in the hopes of changing the world, We are gathered here in the belief of unlocking something much powerful. We are gathered here believing that youth leadership can take the right initiative moving the world towards the future. So it's up to us. It's up to what we believe and what we achieve. Cheers to the game changers.
How many of you dare to make a change? How many of you dare to make a change in the audience? I have 135 of you in the group. If you want to dare to make a change, if you dare to make a change, type in yes on your chat box. You're here to make a change. Type in yes. Brilliant. Brilliant. Hello, everybody. Hello from Sri Lanka. We welcome all of you to this YouthQuake 2021. I think you should give yourself a virtual round of applause for being here. Give yourself a round of applause. And do one more thing. Do one more thing. Put your hand like this at the back and pat yourself. Pat yourself and say, good job. Good job. Thank yourself for being here. Say thank you. Thank you for being here. Because, ladies and gentlemen, today and tomorrow, what we're going to do is totally going to make new history. How many of you would like to be a part of a new history? If you want to be a part of a new history, type in yes on your chat box. Or type in I want to. I want to. I want to, or IWT. IWT. So you're at the right place. Let me tell you a story. 3 months back, there were these two gentlemen from Sri Lanka. They had a conversation of how to make a bigger impact in the society, in the world, globally. And they saw this opportunity of bringing the globe, the youth together through AIESEC International. So that's how they took the first step. And what they did is, from that conversation, they created a thought of having this event. And that thought created emotion. And that emotion together, by putting it in action, today we are here, sitting here from 30 different countries, participants from 30 different countries, and more than 500 plus people have registered for this event. That makes one of the largest virtual youth event in the world. I think give yourself a round of applause for being a part of that. Being a part of that. Give yourself a round of applause. Great. So what I did is, so that's you're going to listen to from both the gentlemen later on, and that's how Sri Lanka took the initiative and invited all of you to our country to share the knowledge and learn from each other. We would like to know what's happening in your country and learn from it, and we will have a conversation, learning, and we will definitely have fun. How many would like to have fun? If you would like to have a fun, type in fun in your chat box. If you'd like to have fun, type in fun in your chat box. Wow, brilliant. Oh, wow. I can see a lot of you like to have fun. Brilliant. So you're at the right place. So I've gone and Google this word YouthQuake, right? So when I did that, and I found out YouthQuake is actually a significant cultural, political, or social change arising from the actions or influences of young people. So when I saw this, I know, so some of you must be knowing the meaning. When I saw this, I got so inspired and I wanted to be a part of this change, right? So how many, so what, and so that's how AIESEC is all about youth, right? You're existing in 114 countries, and then since 1948, 1 million people have participated in AIESEC program, 40,000 active member. And in Sri Lanka, since 1995, we have AIESEC in 15 different universities, 1,000 plus members, 100 social projects, and 1,500 exchange experience. I mean, this is amazing. I don't want to bore you with statistics, but I just wanted to share the numbers so that you know the weight of it. That what we are doing today is definitely going to change the face of the future. What happened in the past, we will not be able to change it. But going forward, what action we take now, it will definitely help you to change the future. How many of you would like to change the future in a very positive way? If you are that person, type in I on the chat box. If you're that person, type in I on your chat box. Brilliant. Okay, great. So now by engaging with YouthQuake, what's going to happen is we'll formulate, you will get unique opportunity to contribute to the global report and global challenge through the eyes of youth, with your eyes, the discussion what we're going to have, and that will give us the idea, and then we will include it in the global report and present it to different forum. So you're at the right place right now, which will be considered youth experience about COVID-19 pandemic. So today is day one, right? So before I proceed, I would like to see, can you please type in on your chat box which country you're from? Type in your country name. Type in your country name. India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Egypt, Turkey, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Japan. Wow, brilliant. Sri Lanka, India, Indonesia. Wow, nice, very nice. Turkey, brilliant. Wow. So you're for so many countries. My God, altogether, I was told more than 30 countries is taking part on this. So, would you like to know? Would you like to see what are the other countries actually taking part? Would you like to know that? If you want to know that, type in said yes, I want. Yes, I want. Okay, great. So before that, I just want to acknowledge, before we play the video, I would like to acknowledge our three sponsors who are, with their help, we have organized this program. First is our gift partner, Duzo, and then our title sponsor, SDB Bank, and the media partner, Articulate. We'd like to thank them for their immense support for making this summit a reality. So with that, are you ready to witness the country's video? The countries who are participating with us. Are you ready? Are you ready? If you're ready, type in ready on your chat box. Ready. No, not yes. Ready. 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 Awesome. So with that, I would like to request the Zoom master to play the video and observe that how global unprecedented time has brought us together to this summit, and what are the countries are included. Amazing, amazing. So, friends, before we move on to our first keynote, I have a question for you. Okay, you will see today and tomorrow I'll ask a lot of questions, right? So, I want you to engage with me. Can anybody tell me which country I am from? Okay, I can tell you heads up, I am not from Sri Lanka, right? But one of those countries I represent here. Which country I am from? India, okay.
Bangladesh.
That was my thundering moment. Somebody has taken my thundering moment away. Yes, friends, I'm actually from Bangladesh. But if you look at my shape of my face, I'm nowhere near Bangladesh. Look like Bangladesh.
Ghana.
Yes, exactly. A lot of people think I'm from Africa. But friends, I already asked my mom and dad. I'm actually 100% from Bangladesh, settled in Sri Lanka for last 16 years. And none of my parents have gone to Africa. Nobody came from Africa to Bangladesh. So just to mention that, so it's actually a truly international gathering of youth. What we are celebrating, we will be celebrating today and tomorrow. Let's make it a celebration, right? I know our country, our situation, out there is no certainty. Tomorrow, what's going to happen, we don't know. But tomorrow, what's going to happen, we don't know, and how it's going to happen, we don't know. There is no certainty. But we have certainty in one thing. We have certainty about what we need to focus on. We have a certainty about what we need to think. We have a certainty about what action we can take. If you combine those three, anything is possible. So let's be here, let's be present, and listen and learn from each other. So, with that, let's move on to our first keynote speaker. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, great. So, I thought I'll do it in a different way, this video. So, what we're going to do is, if it's a recorded video, we'll do it this way. So, after I introduce, what we'll do is we'll say, whoa, whoosh, all of us. When we say that, then Zoom Master will play the video. If you don't do it, Zoom Master is not going to play the video. Are you with me? If you're with me, raise your hand. If you're with me, raise your hand. Okay, brilliant. Okay, great. So, okay, so ready. So our first speaker is, so to organize this event, Ministry of Youth and Sports has given us immense support. And so to listen from the man himself, so we'd like to invite, or we would like to invite Honorable Minister Namal Rajapaksa to address the crowd. So what we're going to do is, ready? 1, 2, 3. Whoa! Whoosh! Awesome.
Please welcome Namal Rajapaksa, Minister of Youth and Sports.
Firstly, let me state that I consider it's a great honor to speak few words here today. And it's a very encouraging to see so many of you from all over the world to discuss this extremely important topic, the role of current leaders and organizations in creating leaders for the future. 42% of the world's population is under 25. This number is more than ever before in human history. And so we have to understand that in such reality, the youth holds an enormous potential for change and positive action. They are a unique resource that can develop innovative solutions for peace and development. I personally believe young people have extremely strong values of tolerance and social cohesion. They are the hopes of life of dignity for all, and in them, in the potential to right the wrongs of generations. They are the champions of development and change in our communities and society. They make essential contribution towards conflict prevention and peace building. Therefore, we as governing bodies, leaders, and organizations have a massive responsibility in creating responsible leaders for the future. AIESEC, as a global organization, believes in youth leadership as a key to achieve peace and fulfillment of humankind's potential since 1948, has done a tremendous service over the years. Being present in over 120 countries and have produced over 1 million young leaders, delivering 30,000 life-changing experience every year. I appreciate that AIESEC, in foresight, has identified the fundamental solution to prevent the recurrence of problems that we face today in the future by empowering and educating the leaders of tomorrow. It is my pleasure to take part in this forum and address all these wonderful young leaders who have a vision and urge to find solutions together as one world. At present, the world needs more leaders who can champion change, leaders who will unafraid to think outside the box. It is through platforms like YouthQuake that we can bring all these young individuals together to discuss burning issues and empower them with the tools that they need to think different, innovate, and to bring about true change. In fact, in Sri Lanka, we launched a new campaign to build 10,000 beds in 10 days to support the government effort to control and to manage the pandemic. This entire project is spearheaded by the youth, not only of political background, but volunteers and private donors. The youth is truly a vehicle for change, and that the key to peace and true social cohesion. This conference represents a new form of engagement to strengthen your voice and your role, and I believe will empower you to think different. Now, as the world looks upon the COVID response, strategies, and individuals, and sustainable economies, this forum, which is aligned and specially dedicated to discuss on these topics, would be ideal platform to fuel the change and the new approaches we all require right now. I know that this forum will have a positive impact and bring about solutions that we all as global citizens can engage in an active upon to ensure a healthy and sustainable future for generations to come. On a final note, I would like to thank AIESEC Sri Lanka for giving me this opportunity to address the youth who are the key to future for the connecting all these future world leaders for a good cause. I wish a team the very best of luck with all their future endeavors. Let be a catalyst for the change that will ensure a sustainable future for the generations to come. Thank you and have a nice day.
Brilliant. Give a huge round of applause. Come on. Brilliant. Okay, friends, I want you to do something. Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
That can you hear me and can you see me is the most asked question for 2020. That's what they said. Okay. So I want you to do something. All the tribes. I want you to, as our minister, honorable minister said, so you are the change agent. So I want you to put your hand on top of your heart here like this. If you don't know where your heart is, it's here. Some of us actually we don't know where the heart is sometimes. Okay. And I want you to say, I dare to make a change. I dare to make a change. I dare to make a change. You can say it out loud, or you can say it internally, no problem. Have anybody in your room looking at you, giving you a weird look, blame it on me. Say that this African looking Bangladeshi making me do it. So blame it on me. Don't worry. Because you are here to make a change. And our honorable minister, he mentioned in a very, very precise way that AIESEC is the place which the AIESEC members are the members who really believes in change, the youth who believes in change, and that's what's going to happen by tomorrow evening. This is just the beginning. So moving ahead. So are you ready to listen from the international president of AIESEC? Are you ready? Yes? If you're ready, type in, give it to me on the chat box. Say, give it to me. Brilliant. Awesome. I am loving this crowd. My God, so much of energy. The chat box is buzzing. Brilliant. Okay, so let's give a brief introduction and remember the whoosh. Without the whoosh, the video will not start. Okay, and you can unmute your mic and say whoosh as well. Okay, great. So she was the country head of AIESEC Malaysia, regional director, Asia Pacific, head of network, global president of AIESEC. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a huge round of applause or a huge whoosh to Miss Eva Dotri. Ready? Whoosh.
Please welcome Eva Dutari, President of AIESEC International.
Hello everyone, my name is Eva Dutari and I'm the President of AIESEC International. And one of the first things that I want to do is first start by congratulating you and welcoming you to this amazing event. One of the main reasons why this event is important is because one of the main topics of conversation that you are going to be discussing is the impact of COVID-19 on different sectors of society, as well as what is it that we can do better from a government point of view until companies and also an individual point of view to recover and create a better response for COVID-19 in our different countries and especially in Sri Lanka. Why that is important, or while I have been the president of AIESEC for the past year, one of the things that I have been doing is trying to understand how different countries have been responding to the crisis and how that influences the life of different young people. And one of the things that I found important is why bringing people to the conversation, especially young people, matters. One of the things that COVID-19 really affects and one of the ramifications that it has is in youth employability, the access to good education, or the engagement or the kind of opportunities that young people actually find themselves safe or comfortable to actually engage with. And this is one of the reasons why pressure on young people, mental health, or issues with employability is actually increasing, because at the end of the day, when we are isolating society or we are putting ourselves in different moments or in different places and we have that disconnection, it does take a toll on our mental health, on our stability, and in how much we can engage as young people with opportunities of development that governments provide us, or how can we actually gain the skills that we need to actually respond for the world that is changing so fast due to the current situation in which we're living. because all of this is important, and because I have had the opportunity of understanding how different countries are working on this, I did want to mention certain highlights of specific initiatives that different countries have taken and how that has improved the life of their citizens positively. For example, we know that South Korea was one of the first countries that started with very aggressive and quick testing by taking a very fast response to the crisis to understand, well, who were the people who were having, let's say, the virus, even though they were not having the symptoms. Or if we go a bit further from Asia Pacific into Africa, we would know that Liberia was one of the countries that learned the best from previous epidemics, such as the Ebola crisis that they had in years before, which allowed them to improve the response techniques that they were having so they could be more efficient and effective, based on their recent learnings of the years before, back in 2014, when they were suffering with the Ebola crisis. Or we would know that the empathetic and important communication style that the Prime Minister of New Zealand had is one of the main reasons why people in New Zealand have been so collaborative with the government at following regulations that will help them to be one of the first countries to manage the wave and being able to flatten the curve of the increasing amount of cases of COVID-19 in New Zealand. And all of these, let's say, successes have come from that ability to engage and create intergenerational solutions for the kinds of problems that we are facing, which is why the kind of event such as this one, which is YouthQuake 2021 in Sri Lanka, is so important for us to be able to overcome the kind of problems that we are having because of the pandemic. So with that, I just wanted to finally invite you to create those kinds of solutions, to learn from other countries, and to also try to have the conversations that are needed between generations, between people who understand the ramifications of COVID-19 in different ways, to actually be able to form solutions and a better response that will make you proud, and that will make yourself relevant, and that you actually had a contribution. So I hope that in this event that you will have for the next few days, you're actually able to engage in the best way possible, and you are able to take the content, participate in the discussions, attend the panels, take notes, and learn from the speakers and learn from the other participants, to actually gain that value that you came here to gain, but also to contribute to a better response to the COVID-19 crisis. And with that, I wish you an amazing event and see you soon. Bye.
Brilliant. That deserves a round of applause. That was so inspiring. I learned so much by listening to that speech. Now, one of the things, really, if you really look at it, to organize this youth program, it took 3 months. Why? Because all we have to do is stay from home, click onto that link and register, and come and join through Zoom, right? Just imagine if you physically would like to organize a YouthQuake like this, what's going to happen? 30 different countries, 500 plus registration. It will take minimum 6 months to 8 months. I mean, some of you have done that, you know that. So this is one of the biggest advantage of being in COVID, I would say. So with that, I mean, the some of the things what she has shared, which is so true, that now when you're sharing, I urge you to share from the practical point of view, not theory. Theory, everybody knows. But when you're sharing how you think this can be, you can have a solution of certain things. So that will definitely help. So that's from the international president. So now of AIESEC, Eva Dutari. So now the next segment, I have a very special gentleman, a very special gentleman. And so now we're gonna spend 2 days, today and tomorrow, right? So how many of you would like to come for both the days? Type in on your chat box number 2 or 1 or 2. Type in on your chat box 1 or 2. Or 2. Okay, 2 with exclamation. Okay, 2. Somebody said 4, 5 twos also. Sorry, we're not gonna continue that long. Only today and tomorrow only. Okay. So brilliant. So what we're going to do right now is that since we are here spending our time and holding this environment, one thing is very important. your environment is more important than your willpower. Why I'm saying that? We want to, simple example, we want to lose weight, lose weight, lose weight. And you go and Google lose weight. How many, you left more than million solution of losing weight. But still, there are so many overweight people around us. Why is that? Because the environment as such, it doesn't help us to do that, to lose weight. It's just a simple example. So similarly, this environment that we have creating in YouthQuake, so that will definitely, your energy is very important. So that's the positivity you're going to bring in. So I want you to bring that positivity and hold the space in a way so that we can create something meaningful, something amazing, something outstanding, something magnificent. Because you being here itself is a success. Showing up is 80% success. So another 20% is just listening and taking action. Okay? Are you with me? If you're with me, type in I on the chat box. Great, brilliant. I love this crowd there. So in order to create the environment, we need to set an expectation. So what we have done is we have gone and spoken to one of the very eminent gentlemen who has been a huge contributor to AIESEC Sri Lanka. He's the director of board of advisor at AIESEC Sri Lanka. So Dr. Rohanta Atukurala. I want all of your attention to this video, because at one point he's gonna say something which I'm gonna ask you a question on the other end. I want to know whether you have listened to it or not, because this is very crucial to understand what is the expectation. So this will set the expectation from our end, that what we expect. Okay, don't worry, you will also get your chance. Right after that, we're gonna ask you about your expectation. Happy? Okay, so you will have that. So let's listen to Dr. Rohanta Atukurala. So how do we do it? Ready?
Let me welcome every one of you for this very important conference. It's a very interesting time that we are in. The reason why I'm saying interesting is that if you look back in another 10 years' time, you would realize that you were part of a very important part of history in the world. Now, why am I saying that it's an important part of your history? Is because we see a total disruption happening at the consumer end. The kinds of products that they use, the kinds of manner in which those products are used at the household end by your mom and dad, by your brother and sisters have changed. And because of this, the way in which all companies operate have to change. You will realize that companies which are entrepreneurial nature, companies which have leaders which are fearless, companies which believe in data for decision making are seeing themselves to be competitive than other companies. So you see a new breed of companies coming out to be leaders today. You have a new set of leaders who have become the kinds of people who drive organizations. And this kind of change is happening because the consumer is changing. So this conference is going to be a very important part of history. We have to understand from every one of you how life has changed. We have to understand from you the kinds of conceptual new thinking that organizations need to have, people need to have in terms of the new reality. So please engage. You may be coming out with the most stupidest idea in the discussions, but you will realize that it's one of the most important ideas for us in terms of conceptualizing it and sharing with companies and people. So enjoy yourself and let's capture the essence of today in some way of a documentary process, so that then this becomes a part of history, as I said. All the best and enjoy yourself.
Brilliant. So you are here to make change. So my question to you, friends, not my Sri Lankan friends, my international friends, right? Of course, Sri Lanka is also international for me, but then again, my other friends from other region or other country, right? So what Dr. Rohantha mentioned, why are you here? He mentioned something. To create what? Type it on your chat box. Type it on your chat box. Why are we here? Brilliant. Anybody else? Shanukta Tribe 26. Which country you're from? Can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so which country you're from?
India.
Brilliant. So she type in history. Yes, you're right. So you're listening. Wow, brilliant. So yeah, so all of us are come here to learn to change. Thank you very much for sharing. Please give her a round of applause, right? That's one point. And he mentioned something about keeping some okay, some of you are thinking, is this I'm in a virtual class or something? No, it's not that. Please don't take it in that way, because we have to understand which environment we are in, right? So this will help us to understand what is the expectation we have, right? So that the next exercise what we're going to do, or exercise, or the activity what we're going to do, you can put this is the beginning of the next activity. Okay, so bear with me, trust the process, it will give you the result. Okay, because some of you are thinking that, okay, why I'm doing this, right? So he mentioned something very crucial, something very important. He said that even though it's like this, but what was that? He mentioned something very crucial, very simple, but very crucial. What is it? Which was the essence of the whole speech. He said something. What is that? Don't worry, these are all friends here, so do not worry. Just type it in your chat box, or if you want to unmute yourself, not yourself, sorry, unmute your mic and talk, please go ahead and do that.
Sir,
Yes.
he said that we, the youth, can change, or we can come up with ideas that could change the face of the world.
Got it. Who's this? Okay.
Sayukta again.
Sorry, the way to share it, identify your name, your tribe, and which country you're from. Okay, go ahead.
Sir. Sir, I am Sayukta from
yes.
Tribe 26 and from India.
From India, okay. So you said, so can you repeat what you said?
We, the youth of the world, have the ability, or we can come up with ideas that can change the face of world, or have the potential to change it.
Brilliant.
We just need to recognize it.
You see, he said that, but he mentioned something. I'm looking for something very specific. He said that even though it's like that, please go ahead and do it. What is that? I just gave you the answer. What is that? What is it? Anybody would like to try? Okay, you want to try? Okay, go ahead.
No, I have no idea.
Okay. Anybody else would like to try? Anybody else? A very, very important point he has shared, because that is the point which always stops us from sharing our own idea. He actually...
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, I'm Kashish from Time 31. I am from Nepal.
Okay.
So, he said that even if we have like the stupidest idea, or even if we feel that it is a stupid idea, it might not be a stupid idea. So we should just share.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Please give her a round of applause. Brilliant. Brilliant. Wow. I mean, you see, sorry, what's your name you said?
Kashish.
Kashish, it's so true, right? Most of the time, we do not want to share our ideas. We think, what if people think it's stupid? So when we doing the next activity, I have an invitation for all of you, right? Just no matter what you're thinking, just go ahead and share. That will help us to set the expectation from your end, what you are expecting out of this session. Agreed? If you agree with me, type in agree on your chat box. Yeah, brilliant. Because it has nothing to do with because what happens is our brain is trying to protect us from getting hurt, right? So and then our brain has been made in that way since birth by looking at things what something is wrong here. So let's agree on looking at it no matter what, share, and from there we share our thoughts mixed with emotion, take action, and make a dream into reality. Moving on, I have a very interesting video for all of you, right? So this video will show you, we will, from different parts of the world, how they greet their friend. Would you like to see? Would you like to see that? Yes?
Yes.
Would you like to be welcomed by 28 different languages?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow,
Yes, sir.
look at the chat box, it's buzzing.
Oh.
All of you are amazing, awesome. So ladies and gentlemen, so how do we welcome the video? Ready? Oh.
YouthQuake 2006 bersama sahabat pilihan.
Hey, hello! Welcome to YouthQuake 21.
हेलो एवरीवन, माय सेल्फ चिराग चौधरी एंड YouthQuake 21 में आप सबका स्वागत है।
हेलो नमस्ते, म रमेश भट्टराई अनि म चाहिँ नेपालबाट अनि मैले चाहिँ हजुरहरूलाई YouthQuake 21 मा स्वागत गर्न चाहन्छु।
Welcome to YouthQuake 21. YouthQuake 21 ற்கு உங்கள் அனைவரையும் அன்புடன் அழைக்கின்றோம்.
இளைஞர் நடுக்கம் 21ற்கு உங்களை அன்புடன் வரவேற்கிறோம்.
YouthQuake எனும் நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு வருக வருக என வரவேற்கின்றோம்.
YouthQuake 21ට ඔබව සාදරයෙන් පිළිගන්නවා.
සාදරයෙන් පිළිගන්නවා 21 වෙනි YouthQuake වැඩසටහනට.
Selamat datang di YouthQuake 21.
අයිබෝවන් YouthQuake 21.
ඔබ සැම සාදරයෙන් හා ගෞරවයෙන් පිළිගන්නවා YouthQuake 2021ට.
YouthQuake 21ට ඔබ සාදරයෙන් පිළිගන්නවා.
සාදරයෙන් පිළිගන්නවා YouthQuake 21 සඳහා.
Dobrodošli na YouthQuake 2021.
Welcome to YouthQuake 21.
21 වෙනි YouthQuake වැඩසටහනට සාදරයෙන් පිළිගන්නවා.
आपका YouthQuake 2021 में स्वागत है.
හැමෝම ආදරයෙන් පිළිගන්නවා YouthQuake 2021ට.
YouthQuake 21 मा स्वागत छ.
म स्मृति भट्टराई YouthQuake 21 मा सबैजनालाई स्वागत गर्दछु.
आइबोवन YouthQuake 2021 सदा ओभर सादरයෙන් පිළිගන්නවා.
म सुविज्ञ कडारिया यहाँहरू सबैलाई YouthQuake 21 मा हार्दिक स्वागत गर्दछु.
YouthQuake 21 එකට සාදරයෙන් පිළිගන්නවා.
YouthQuake 2021 सादरයෙන් පිළිගන්න ලබනවා.
Welcome to YouthQuake's आयुष्मान।
YouthQuake 21 में आपका स्वागत है।
Bienvenue à YouthQuake 2021.
Dobrodošli na YouthQuake 2021.
YouthQuake 2021 আপনাদের সবাইকে স্বাগতম. That was in Bengali, in my language. Okay. So how was that? I'm in tears. I'm in tears over here. It was so emotional. I felt a real welcome for by all of you. I mean, it was very nice because language can take you abroad, across the border, and it helps you to connect. Some of the language we didn't understand, but we felt it. I felt it. Wow, thank you very much, AIESEC Sri Lanka. Sorry, I'm getting a bit emotional over here. But next, we would like to listen from the man himself, I would say, because this is his brainchild. He and there is another gentleman. But let me introduce the next gentleman. These two gentlemen, actually, he and another gentleman who had the conversation 3 months back, and that's why they made a decision, and that totally changed the destiny of 200 people who are sitting in the call right now, right? So that's and so he's the now okay. So 2016 he joined AIESEC community. He was the HR head of AIESEC Sri Lanka 2019 and 2020, and of course at the moment he's studying at Colombo University doing his undergraduate. And so, ladies and gentlemen, so let's give okay, he will be talking live, but we'll have a intro of his before that of himself. So let's invite the introduction with whoosh.
Whoosh. Please welcome Sisitha Hevage, President of AIESEC in Sri Lanka.
Devastating epidemic can start in any country at any time and kill millions of people because we're not prepared, because we're still vulnerable.
Epidemiologic investigations are underway, but yes, it's certainly possible that there's limited human-to-human transmission.
I'm declaring a public health emergency of international concern over the global outbreak of novel coronavirus. We have a window of opportunity. While the number of cases, more than 99%, are in China, in the rest of the world, we only have 176 cases. Let's use this window of opportunity to really invest in prevention, to invest in control, and prevent this virus from spreading. It's time to act. The detection of this small number of cases could be the spark that becomes a bigger fire. If the world doesn't want to wake up and consider this enemy virus as public enemy number one, I don't think we will learn from our lessons.
We have over 400 scientists. There's been huge global interest in this topic and a real desire to collaborate and contribute.
our window of opportunity is narrowing. And that's why we called the international community to act.
We've had enough countries now import disease. It is time to prepare. It is time to do everything you would do in preparing for a pandemic.
All countries can be looking for cases right now. All countries can be aggressively finding those first cases and following those contacts over time.
Shortages are leaving doctors, nurses, and other frontline health workers dangerously ill-equipped to care for COVID-19 patients. This is not a drill. This is not the time to give up. This is a time for pulling out all the stops. We're deeply concerned both by the alarming levels of spread and severity and by the alarming levels of inaction. We have therefore made the assessment that COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic. Not testing alone, not contact tracing alone, not quarantine alone, not social distancing alone, do it all. You cannot fight a fire blindfolded, and we cannot stop this pandemic if we don't know who is infected. We have a simple message for all countries: test, test, test.
We must get back to be able to control this virus, live with this virus, develop the vaccines that we need to finally eradicate this virus.
Please work across party lines, across ideology, across beliefs, across any differences for that matter. That's how we can defeat this virus.
Okay, I hope I'm audible enough. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you wherever you are joining from. I'm so happy to see all of you looking and joining with this Global Youth Forum. And I just want to remind you, as most of the people mentioned, that you are here for a global cause. So one great cause that we can do as global youth. So I think that this previous video should have given you enough idea about reminding you the facts that how it was at the end, starting from last year beginning and now, how the timeline went. And there we know how the things went on, right? We all were here, but even a lot of us were questioning, when would this end? Till when do we have to be like this? When do we have to when we are looking for that, the normal that we used to be. So, but actually, after studying, it's not going to end soon, right? Even we look at the previous Ebola virus and all those experiences, it's going to take some years. Previously, it was 5 to 10 years, but now with the technology and with the global solidarity, I think we can make it faster. So, how this is going to end? As of now, what the experts say is that the whole global population need to get vaccinated with the current vaccines that we have that address the virus, so that answer the virus and control. But we know that the mutation take place and new variants come in. So in case if the new variants come in, that's something that doesn't answer the current vaccine, then again we need to overcome. So that's why it takes longer year. So, and vaccinating all world is something really tough, it's very challenging in terms of logistics. So that's why I think we as youth need to support this, give enough time for people to vaccinate and that to make it faster. So throughout the past time, we have been studying, especially when preparing for this forum, we saw how this virus and what are the areas, what are the actions that has taken, and what we can contribute as youth. So there are main 8 areas that I would like to communicate to you. So that's something that we need to discuss in this forum, and that's something that we youth can contribute to this world. So the first one, as we all know, like preventive measures. So like we're starting from the beginning, like we are wearing masks, washing our hands, and sanitizing areas, like different places that we think that virus can be there, and also like social distancing. So those are the preventive measures that we need to follow. But like most of the countries that is challenged, because there are some people who can understand the science behind those, and like why we need to wear masks, why we need to wash our hands. So if people can understand this, like why these measurements have taken, so then of course they do with clarity. But still, like every country, there are some people who don't understand the science behind it. So there are sometimes they do because like the society does, and maybe the government or like laws are there that you need to do these actions. So that's where the challenge comes, and that's there we need to see how we can get everyone to work on these preventive measures. And the next one is contact tracing. Like most of the countries took ahead and they prepared well because they were good in contact tracing. And like in terms of the countries who are good in technology, so they use all these data surveillance and like all the cameras and everything to do this contact tracing properly and well prepared beforehand. But there are still developing countries who don't have the technology, especially out of the cities, that they can't use those technology for contact tracing. And sometimes everyone doesn't have phones to use geolocation and find that. So those are the places that we need to come up solutions how we can contribute. And as we all know, like if the number of patients go over than the hospital capacity of that country, there comes the death pain. So like if we do this preventive measures and contact tracing, that hospital capacity of one country won't go ahead. So, and especially as like there are several measures taken, like even youth supporting in terms of medical staff without them getting overwhelmed of the situation, how to manage the situation, they are something that we can contribute. And we know like the most steps that was taken to like strict measures, that was the lockdown. So most of the countries took lockdown measures, that strict movement controls, and people can't go anywhere. But there are a lot of challenges behind it, taking that decision. Like because even though we are at home, the electricity should be coming, and water, like normal public utilities, they need that service. And security and the like frontline workers, they all need to work. And also, especially when we are at home, we need food. The people who are doing farming, those food need to come to, earlier it was to shops, but now need to come to doorstep. And the business activities, they're all going to change. So how we are going to face those problems and issues is something that we need to discuss in the forum. And then, in this period, like the behavior changed, like what people used to have changed, and new things came in, like human requirements changed, and that's where the businesses had to change. Some models went away, and something like new adaptations happened, and new business innovations, new models came in. So that's something that we also can discuss as youth. And most importantly, the human behavior. So most of the countries are struggling because the human behavioral change is not happening in the society to live with COVID. So I think that's something that we truly can contribute as youth, like especially in global forums like this. We can share our experience and knowledge, what steps have they taken in different countries with each other, and learn from each other and share those insights with your friends, your family, in your countries, in your society, so they will also take action, and that human behavioral change will happen. So, as we all mentioned, this objective of this conference is to create a global learning space that every one of us, share our knowledge, share our experience, and learn from each other. But that is not something possible if we do not actively engage. So that's why, the organizing committee has put tremendous effort in creating tribes and separate tribes with different countries, and giving them challenges and getting you all engaged in this process. So now it's your responsibility to find out and share your experiences and contribute actively in these challenges and all the activities, in the forums, in the discussions, share everything. And as very correctly mentioned, our BO chair, you don't think about whether the idea is stupid or something. It's like everything shares. Sometimes you might not know that this idea has taken by another country and adapted into their environment and done a tremendous change in their society and contributed. This small sharing sometimes can do a bigger impact, and that's we all are here for. So I just want to tell one thing, it's just that the small things that matter most. With that, let the YouthQuake begin.
Thank you so much. That deserves a huge round of applause. Mr. President, it's amazing. 2 words really stuck with me from that speech. Global solidarity. That was so impactful, so powerful. Thank you so much for sharing. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, the YouthQuake 2021 officially started.